They've sat through every day of this trial. Today, the families of the 4 girls who died in the crash came to court for the final time. The verdict on 18-year-old Craig Ramshaw, not guilty of death by dangerous driving, but guilty of a lesser charge of careless driving. As the verdicts were given, there were gasps and sobs from the families of the girls. They got up and walked out, too distressed to stay. Afterwards, they came outside to give their reaction.
What a waste of 4 lives. Their deaths have left a devastating scar on their lives, one that will never repair. It is not right. Your children are not supposed to die before you. They were only 15 and 16 years of age.
Emotions raw, they left before the sentencing.
I would like to say that there's only one lot of people that have been on trial here this last week and this week, and that's the families of the girls. Nobody else has been on trial.
It was a cold, dark night, a Thursday at 9:30 p.m. when the Vauxhall Corsa went off the road. Kaylee Parry, Katie Roberts, Daniel Caswell and Louise Jones, all school friends, all died. Sat in the back of the car listening to music and chatting, none was wearing a seatbelt. As the car turned over, ending up on its roof, they were thrown out by the force of the crash. That way is Brecon, this way is Ebbw Vale. On a clear day like today, it's easy to see how the road snakes around. But on a dark November night, all you can see up here is blackness. Craig Ramshaw had never before driven this road at night. He'd passed his test just 3 days before the crash. He told the court he accepted responsibility for the accident. His lawyers said he would have to live with that knowledge for the rest of his life. His family too clung to each other in tears as the verdict was given. He sat with his head in his hands.
Craig has stated how unbelievably sorry he is for what happened on that tragic night on November the 2nd of last year. And he would like to take this opportunity to pass on his heartfelt sympathies to the families of the 4 girls that lost their lives. It is with them with whom his thoughts are today.
During the trial, the court heard how he'd met Kaylee on the internet. He'd known her for a few months, but he hadn't really known the others. He denied that he'd been going too fast, showing off. He said on the night of the crash he'd arranged to pick up the girls, then changed his mind because his friend was already in the front of the car. He'd let them into the back, he said, because he felt pressurised. He'd told 2 of them to share a seatbelt. He said he knew it was wrong, but he didn't think it was dangerous. Sentencing him, the judge told Craig Ramshaw that he had no power to imprison him for careless driving. To impose a fine would be interpreted as an insult to the memory of the girls, he said. He gave him a conditional discharge for 2 years, banned him from driving for 2 years, and ordered that he retake his test before driving again. Turning his attention to the families of the girls, he said he felt utterly powerless to help them. He extended the sympathies of the whole court to them and said he would take the exceptional course of retiring for 10 minutes as a mark of respect. The deaths of 4 such young girls touched the whole of Ebbw Vale deeply. Hundreds laid flowers at their school, thousands attended their funeral. Since the crash, the families have placed shrines at the scene, a reminder, as the judge told the jury, there can be no sadder context for a court case.